Market Monday, starting off with the actual content schedule first, then we'll get into the MUT leaks because there's quite a bit to discuss from the content schedule. So I'm not going to actually click on the image, zoom in if it's a little bit too small for you, but simply put, of course, AKAs, we got that Most Feared Release 2.5, which we'll talk about today. Team of the Week A runs standard. Most Feared Release 3, which I can assume will be the final release, although they don't put like final release under the promos like they did last year. Head-to-head ranked session 3, and the surprise of the week, which is Team Builders 3. Now, head-to-head ranked season or session 3 expires on Thursday. Most Feared Release 3, we're assuming is going to be Thursday. Team Builder Release 2 was on a Saturday. I'm fully expecting Team Builders Release 3 to also be on a Saturday. I also kind of like that spacing a little bit because a bunch of content Thursday is kind of like whatever. Legends isn't, the most content in the world, so having Team Builders release on a Saturday, personally, I'm a fan. But now actually getting into the MUT leaks because we got the Team Builders pretty much just posted a few minutes ago, or like 30, 45 minutes ago for me. Here they are, and I actually, can I zoom in? No, the image is going to be messed up, so zoom in on the image if it's a little bit too small for you here. But now the grand champion, the master card, is either Mark Andrews or Pat Freiermuth because they're both in the AFC North. I'm assuming it's going to be Mark Andrews. Overalls also, I would assume, are 90 overalls for the divisional champions, 87 overall for just the team builders, and then probably, 92 overall for the Grandmaster champion. We also don't have the NFC West player here, and I believe we don't have, I want to say there's one other division we don't have, maybe the South. I'm trying to see Panthers. Oh, Panthers and Saints too also is two. Maybe this is I think this is Tyson Campbell. This might be the Jaguar one. Because otherwise that would be two champions. Maybe there's an AFC champion and an NFC champion. Might be Tyrann Mathieu. But there's a few players missing here. And of course, we don't have the team builders, the 87 overalls, nor do we have like the sets or overall information at that. And then I guess we could also throw this in here. Most Feared Part 3, you guys know. Now these two champions dropped today. But we still have Lamar Jackson, DeForest Buckner, Trent Williams, Nico Collins, and Von Miller to be released this Thursday as part of the final Most Feared Release Part 3. But that's all your content or your leaks for this week / content schedule. No future AKAs, no future legends, nothing of that sort. Let's hop now into Madden. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. So getting into the content today, man, a bit of surprise. Of course, this got revealed yesterday, put in the game today. But I guess there was a surprise, and that was the Randy Moss stat change. If you are unaware of the content released today, we'll go over AKAs first, and then we'll go over the Most Feared Release 2.5. We had Deion Sanders and George Kittle for AKA content. Honestly, the AKA content has been fire. It feels like for a month straight. This George Kittle, they gave him 91 speed stock. This is like crazy considering if you didn't have Kyle Pitts, the fastest time in the game was 89 speed, so a +2 jump. And then on top of that, Niners theme team is getting better every single day. It's probably the most popular theme team, the best theme team in the game right now. So really, on the best team in the game, he's 92 speed. And then we got Deion Sanders, and even his 90 overall edition card is really, really good. Niners theme team as well. 91 speed, 91 zone coverage, 91 band coverage. His downfall, it's kind of always been around his cards, is press, and then I'm assuming his tackling is also not very good. Yeah, 60 tackling. It's always been Deion Sanders. His press and his tackling has never been good in the history of Madden Ultimate Team. His LTD is very, very, very expensive. I mean, these cards are expensive in general. Like, we've hit that season where, like last year was like around like when you got Ed Reed, Justin Jefferson, Sauce Gardner, where it felt like every AKA champion was 800 or 900K. We're kind of in that era right now. The 90 overall Deion is going for like 750. Kittle's going for 850. This LTD, this isn't actually realistic. He's more like 2.5 to 2.3 million, but yeah, he's a very, very good card too. Pretty much just like +1s across the board, you would say. Now, his zone coverage is actually not 90, but with strat cards, you get that up to 90. His press is a little bit better. 92 speed, though. +1 speed is everything. And then the big thing about Deion, and I think this is like what makes him maybe the best DB in the game, and the most important DB in the game, and I say that he's 3 million coins, is he does get a 0 AP, aka pick artist, the first of his kind, which is really cool. He also gets universal coverage, aka for 1 AP, which is really, really good too. So he's an expensive card, and he's an expensive card for a reason. There's MCS ladders going on right now, so there's a bit of a tax, I would say, on these new cards that are very, very expensive. As for Most Feared, the surprise today and we could actually just quickly go over the LTD. Although, actually, I think these cards are not in. Yeah, they're not in the catalog. Now I do have Randy Moss in my binder. The big W today, he was revealed to be 89 speed, put in the game today at 91 speed. So he instantly becomes a top 3 receiver in the game. Of course, he's on a plethora of really good theme teams, Niners included, Raiders, Titans is also a very underrated theme team right now. But Randy Moss, man, he's 6'4", he's 91 speed. The only problem with these cards is their chemistry actually right now. It's glitched. So you can see, I actually have the Giants chem at a 9 out of a 9. But I have Randy Moss on the Giants chem, but for him and Rivas, for some reason, it's only equipping, or like it's only applying to one player, that player themselves. You see how it says like 0 out of 1 players? It should say 0 out of 9. So they're going to have to fix that with the Randy Moss and Terrell Rivas card, because you can get that +1 inch of height if you're on the Giants, 9 out of 9. And then we could also go show the Terrell. The Terrell Suggs isn't that good. He's 87 speed, Chiefs, Ravens, Cardinals theme team for him. I actually had even looked him up on the auction house. I don't know what he's going for. Rivas is like 500k. Moss is like 570. Rivas is a pretty good card. 90 speed, 91 man, or a 90 plus man that I know of. And of course, he's on a plethora of teams too, Chiefs included. Let's scroll down here. Here's Rivas. He's up actually to 540, which is solid. 90 speed, 5'11", 90 man, 89 zone. Really good card, Rivas. I wish they would have given 91 speed because he's not the tallest, but still overall really, really good. And then let's scroll down till we find Tavon Austin, man. Tavon Austin dropped it. God damn, Terrell Suggs is 1.5 mil. These LTDs, man, have been so expensive as of late. Like it really is crazy. He's good. Like, don't get me wrong, he's good. He's not 1.5 million coins good though, right? He's not 1.5 million coins good. But that is your content for today. I mean, as a result, 87 overall. Most fears are up a little bit. They're at like 110 to 115. They were 90 to 95k over the weekend and Thursday and Friday. AKAs saw their biggest jump of the year. The 87s were viable at around 110, 115 the past week. They are all the way up to around 180k. That is a substantial jump. And yeah, they've held their price pretty much throughout the entire day. And yeah, we still have, I believe, one more week, or we should have one more week of 90 overall AKAs before we hit that overall jump. That will come with the Unstoppable promo. But yeah, the content today, yeah, we're selling off some most feared investments, man. But the content today overall is really, really good. As for market talk, I honestly don't have that much. Of course, Team Builders Part 3, we are going to be prepping in the coin battle, but I can't disclose that information because of the paying members. But in general market stuff today, I'd say the biggest impact, the receiver market has absolutely tanked. I know Brian Thomas was at around 375k. He's rebounded back a little bit into like the 450s mark, but Randy Moss really induced panic amongst the entire receiver market. If you're wanting Tavon Austin, he dropped like 300, 400k today. Absolutely ridiculous. And then other than that, I would say most of your champion market, I think, is interesting right now. Of course, part 3 is dropping on Thursday, and there's going to be a little bit probably of a drop then. But there was a pretty big drop today with the most feared release 2.5. I think it's okay to buy some of these guys like Chant Bailey at 300k, Jamar Chase 300k. You can get Will Shields at 300k. I mean, Will Shields was just 400k last night. And although Thursday's the most feared drop, I think there's a bit of a rebound that comes. And I'm not saying like a sell for profit rebound, but more so like, hey, Chant Bailey's 300k right now. Probably rebounds back to like 335, 340 over the next 48 hours. And then Thursday just comes back down to the price he is right now. So if you can pick these guys up, they're 300, right? You pick these guys up for 275, 280. I think you can buy right now and be realistically safe, especially because Thursday we're going to have the completionist set for most feared. So I think a lot of these super, super cheap champions you might see have a little bit of a spike if you're wanting to pick them up Thursday morning. And that's pretty much been the time to buy, old champions. You want to buy them in the first hour or two when people are opening up the special offers and stuff like that. But they might be a little bit, inflated because of the completionist sets. Now, I don't know. I'll be honest. Them kind of delaying the completionist set, as well as them delaying being able to upgrade easily, I say, the Taysom Hill, the Dominican 2. The hype for Taysom Hill has definitely died. Like, he was going to be the best tight end in the game a few weeks ago. He's not anymore. He was going to be one of the fastest receivers in the game 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. He's not anymore. So take that for what you want. But yeah, I feel like the most feared market, the old champion market, is really, really cheap today on a Monday. I don't think it's a terrible time to buy. Hey, if you can buy right now, and again, like I said, if you're really worried about Thursday, you could always probably sell back in the next 48 hours, get your coins back. and stuff like that. But I think that's about it for Market Monday, man. I don't really have too much to talk about. I mean, set-wise... oh, by the way, I guess I could drop this. I know I knew about this past week. I actually pulled another one, I believe, last night, if I took a screenshot. Yeah. If you guys were unaware, you actually can pull the LTDs in the old AKA sets. I did not know about this until actually last week when I pulled... I've actually done 3 Creed Humphrey sets in the past week and a half. I have pulled 2 LTDs. So you can actually go after, and it definitely is something to look into. If you can build, you know, AKA sets, especially if you time it like buying the pieces Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, wink, wink, selling the cards, you know, maybe later in the week when they're inflated, you can really time a lot of the champions that are, you know, even like the Tyreek Hill set. You could buy the 84 pieces and just open the 87 Tyreek Hill set for pretty much break even or even maybe a bit of a profit. And then you have the upside of pulling an LTD that goes for a minimum 400,000 coins. It's not that bad. I'd say what the sets for that would be Ray Nitschke has one of those, although his set champion, the key is you want to be able to do the set when the standard champion actually goes for a little bit. The problem with Ray Nitschke, he's an 89 overall and he goes for 150k, where, you know, 86 overalls are 50,000 coins, so you're doing the set for 250k. Reggie White would be a little bit better, but the problem is he's also, you know, a little bit down at 200k. That's actually a really cheap one for 200k. When he was 300k, it wasn't that bad of an idea because you can do a set for like 275, 300, and then if you pull the LTD, one for 800k. Creed Humphrey and Tyreek Hill are probably the 2 best examples of this because Creed Humphrey, again, is 200k, and realistically, you should be able to build his set, you know, for 175 to 180. I know 85 AKAs, we're going for 30k this past week. I mean, there's one for 50k, and let me see the other 85 overalls. Let it load. Yeah, I mean, you could build this out for, looks like 160, 170k. You're getting a 200k card at the minimum, and at the ceiling, you're getting a 500k card. It's not a bad shout to look at. And yeah, I'm surprised they really left the LTDs in the set. I definitely thought they would take them out. And I bet Deion Sanders is probably going to be a good one moving forward because his standard champion is a really, really good card. Same with Andrew Luck, potentially. You know, like when the cards are a little bit more outdated, they're not going for that much. But I think that's all for Market Monday. Again, I didn't have that much to talk about today. Just new content. I mean, new content inflated certain markets, crashed other markets, but in reality, there's not a whole lot of buying. I'll tell you straight up in the coin babble right now, there's not a whole lot of buying we're doing today. We can't really buy AKAs because the 87s are 170k. So there's not that much going on when it comes to buying today on the market, except for that Team Builder 3 prep. I will see you guys all probably later this week for another video, and until then, peace.